Okay, okay. You not dead yet? Not dead yet? Mink. How are you not dead? Now you did.
All right, welcome back to the basement where it's top level content from the lower level. We got an exclusive interview with you today with a TikTok gamer and a YouTube gamer. He actually got a couple videos with our buddy Hunting with Appalachia, Ethan. This is that boy Clay. Welcome on, bud.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, so guys, if you all probably recognize me from TikTok, hopefully the majority of you guys do. And if you all do recognize me from TikTok, please drop it down in the comment. I want to count how many people are actually coming over from TikTok, if that's all right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, man, like I said, if you're watching ours, go in there, give that boy Clay a like, a follow, comment on his videos, save them, build him up. We want to build everybody up.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely.
so we first met up with Ethan from Hunting with Appalachia. I actually watched his videos. Started watching him and Tate and all them guys. And we actually done an interview with him, and we messaged a little bit back and forth, and he was like, "Hey, I got a guy that you absolutely need to interview," and it was you. And he said, "Reach out to that boy Clay," and I said, "I'll do it." Well, I reach out to you, and then it decided to rain like we was about to build an ark. We all lost the internet. We all lost contact with each other for about what, a week?
Yeah, yeah, literally. Yeah, that was dude, and then working through all of that, like that was just awful. And then the snow, cleaning the I think that's probably the best part of my job, obviously complete sarcasm, but cleaning off the cleaning off the cars on the with the snow, dude. It like negative 12 degrees out here like, man, I'm supposed to be selling these things. I'm not trying to push all this snow off these cars.
Right. So it's like, so for people that don't understand, like we're in southern West Virginia. You're in what, southeastern Kentucky? Is that
Central.
central Kentucky? We have the same exact weather. If you don't like the weather, give it 10 minutes.
Yeah, literally.
I said we went from having 70 some degrees to apocalyptic flooding to 8, 9 inches of snow and back to raining.
And then it froze.
Yeah.
And then it froze to have flurries, to dusting of flurries everywhere.
I said, man, this is insane.
And then today, 60 degrees.
Right? That's like all next week. I looked at the weather and it's supposed to be in the 70s all week. I'm like, I'll
Yeah.
take
Yes, dude. And also if you guys don't care, I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there. I've got a fishing video that I will be uploading tonight.
Well, I got your one fishing video you just uploaded where you was over there a man trying to relieve himself and take a pee, and they catch some big old bass.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. I was like, and that was so I had ended the video and was like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go take a leak real quick, and I'm like, all right, doing my thing, whatever. And so I get, because it was actually somewhat cold with the wind chill, like it was actually cutting right through my windbreaker. But I had my sweatpants on underneath my jeans, and so I got those up. And then once I got those up, that's when my buddy Flurb, I call him Flurb, his name's Thomas, and then the gentleman that was also with us, his name is Bryce. We call him One Eye Bry. The name obviously kind of gives it away why we call him that. But so dude, literally One Eye Bry hooked into one. And he was like, and his favorite thing to say is the Jeremy Wade fish on, just like, fish on, fish on. And I look over, man, and he's got his little, he's got his little ugly stick, right? And it's like the size of a ice fishing rod. Like, I mean, it ain't but 4 foot. And this whole thing is just bowed down. So that's when I started filming. And then I started running over there. And by the time I started running over there, that's when Flurb Thomas had hooked into that next one. But Flurb actually ended the day with a pretty solid fish that I'm going to say about 90% sure it was every bit of 6.5 pounds.
Oh, man. What got me on that video was like you got all your captions, but the captions didn't catch you. You was like, man, my pants are still down.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about going back in there and fixing that, and I was like, man, should I go back in there and fix it? It was like, nah, nobody needs to know that my pants were still down.
Yeah, I showed like when we was trying to prep it. I said, look at this video real quick before we start this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. It's so if you all don't mind me asking, how did you guys get started?
Well, honestly, what me and Drew here, got to my left here. We've known each other since I moved here from Texas back in like kindergarten, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
We went through playing sports, basketball, football. We dabbled in baseball. We weren't very good, but we got older, got married, moved on for a little bit, lost contact for a little while. And then he messaged me one day. My boys got old enough to play football. And he's like, dude, you got to coach football. And I'm like, I don't want to coach football. Like, I don't really want to do that. And he's like, dude, coach football. So I show up, I sign up, I start coaching football. I love it. Love every bit of coaching. It's the best. If you can get a chance to do anything with the youth, do it. It's great. And one day he was like, let's start a podcast. And I'm like, dude, let's do it. But it was one of them things we just kept kicking back and forth, like, yeah, let's do it, but we never really done it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then Hunter here, I met him at I can't really talk about my profession on live, but I met him there. And we learned for a while. And then his little boy got to that age to play football. And I'm like, dude, just come and coach the team with me. Let's run it together. So we're all together again. A year later, Drew's like, we got to start this podcast. I'm like, yeah, we do. I said, but let's wait till after football season because it's hectic. We got practice all week, games all weekend. We don't have time for anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we all start talking. Hunter and Drew meet. And one day Drew's like, let's put Hunter on that podcast with us. I'm like, you know what? I created a group chat. I said, let's start this podcast. Before I know it, we was recording our first episode.
Yeah.
There you go.
It just kind of happened. This is actually what, our 40th day?
Yeah.
Actually being together.
Wow.
And it's grown a lot faster than I thought. Like our Facebook has over 1K followers now.
Wow.
TikTok and YouTube's a little slow growing, but yeah. One thing was we messaged. I used to watch Ethan, and I was watching him one day, and I was talking to Drew. I said, "You want me to message him?" He said, "Yeah." So I messaged him, and he's like, "I would love to be on your podcast." I was like, "Whoa!" like okay,
Yeah.
now we're kind of official now.
Yeah. Like as soon as he told me about you guys, I was all for it. I was like, abso-freaking-lutely, like, no, like hands down, don't even care. Like, let's do it.
Right. So I had I hadn't been like there for a while. I wasn't really into like the YouTube or TikTok because I had an old TikTok where I had like, what was it, 14,000 followers at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went hunting with my daughter. She was still 14 right now. She was 13. And I panned a camera around that showed the 30-06 and they banned me, buddy. So I kind of just quit YouTube, all of it altogether. I'm like, you know what? Heck with you. If you're going to be like, well, it's TikTok,
Yeah.
not YouTube. And then so, I hadn't really watched a whole lot of people. And then when I started, I got into Kendall Gray, fishing with Tate. And then I saw Ethan, and then he introduced me into you, and I joined you live the other day. And I was like, dude, that Bigfoot game looks wild.
Dude, let me tell you, and that's a game that I actually genuinely will play off stream. Just because it actually is challenging. Dude, a lot, and not only is it scary, Bigfoot, and then when you play it multiplayer, right? Because it's multiplayer, like so one of us could play as Bigfoot. That's when it gets really challenging.
I see. He told me, he's like, yeah, man, Clay, he likes to play Call of the Wild. And I don't know if you remember that comment when I joined out. I said, well, this is definitely not Call of the Wild.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, somebody had made the comment. I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about the G1 Biggie. That's what they were calling Bigfoot, G1 Biggie for the like a great one Bigfoot or something. But actually, me and Ethan have kind of pondered on the idea of going on some trails and like doing some Bigfoot researching and like some things like that. Just kind of pondered on it, which I know I'm skeptical, right?
Right.
Ethan, diehard. He's a diehard. And cool. I would almost put money on it that if anyone out in this world could probably show me Bigfoot, it'd probably be Ethan.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. So that's why, again, I was like, man, I've thrown the idea of going to like the Appalachia Trail with him because, you all know it's just right around the corner pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like at least from us, so it's not too bad, um but you guys said it too that you all are from West Virginia?
Yeah,
Yep.
we literally live like maybe 15 minutes away from a whole section of the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. So we'd definitely be having a meet and greet on the Appalachian Trail. Could you imagine?
I don't know if you ever heard of Bluefield, West
Mm-mm.
Virginia. It's kind of like the southernmost part, one of the most southern parts of West Virginia. That's where we're at. We're literally an hour and a half away
Gotcha.
from, well, an hour from North Carolina, an hour and a half from Tennessee.
Yeah.
We're 4 hours away from West Virginia University, though.
Only 45 minutes away from Virginia Tech, though.
Yeah.
We won't talk
Yeah.
about Virginia Tech.
Man, so where I'm at in Kentucky, to be exact, this will be probably, I don't think I've ever said that, which nobody really has ever asked. They've just really kind of said what part, kind of central, eastern, whatever. So if you all know where Lexington is, Lexington, Kentucky,
Yeah.
I'm 30 minutes outside of it.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
that's honestly, I actually told Ethan this. Me and Drew here, when we was about 18, 19, 20, we used to travel working a lot from anywhere from New Jersey to Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been to all these big cities. And honestly, for me, and I told him this, Lexington is my favorite city I've been to out of Philly, Newark, Little Rock, Atlanta, all them places.
Man,
I like
Lexington's like the
Lexington.
only big city, though, that doesn't smell like pee whenever you go there.
Facts. Facts. Dude, I've never thought of that, but you are so right because like going to Chicago, I went to Chicago once, and that
Oh,
was one of the very first things that stood out to me was the smell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's like, I don't mean to talk about that, but Philadelphia, it was the nastiest city I ever
It's
been
terrible.
to.
Really?
Yeah, I was
Wow.
like,
Isn't that like Philadelphia? Isn't that like one of the original uh colonized
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cities?
Technically the birthplace of America, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
there you go.
birthplace
Yeah,
of
and we're letting the
Constitution.
birthplace of America get all nasty. Like, come on.
Well, I kind of can see why the Eagles fans are always grumpy.
Yeah.
So, how did you get started into streaming video games on TikTok? And you got also outdoor content too.
Yeah. So, dude, that's a really good question. So I actually started streaming on Kick, probably about a year and a half ago. I was doing a lot of streams on Warzone, and I was actually pretty decent at Warzone. I stayed in platinum probably the majority of my freaking career up until the very last bit. I rage quit and was like, yeah, let's just piss on this. But
Right?
once you get so far into Warzone, then you hit hackers, and then it's just
Yeah.
nothing but hackers. So it's just like, yeah, I can't. But so I started streaming Warzone. Then from Warzone, I went to Fortnite. From Fortnite, I went to this game called Arena Breakout.
Mhm.
Arena Breakout is very simple. It's pretty much the great value version of Escape from Tarkov. It's like, and if you are like a huge Escape from Tarkov fan, that is a really good game to like get your training wheels under you because Escape from Tarkov, don't get me wrong, if y'all know how to play that game, bravo to you, buddy, because that game is like, I mean, dude, that game is so frustrating and so in depth. It's just, oh God, I can't. But
They did. I die. Like, I don't even know how I die. I just spawn in and I take like 2 steps and I'm dead.
yeah, literally, and then and it's
And
the
you lose
computers
everything.
90% of the time. It's the computers that are messing you up. It ain't even a player. But so I ended up after that, I actually dropped streaming for a little bit, and then I lost my job at the job I was at. Now, where I was working was very stressful. But I was a manager over 20 something odd people doing oil changes, about 80 to 85 oil changes a day.
Golly.
You know, like cranking them out, and I'm going to say this, we have to do it within 15 minutes or less. I'm sure you all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, they were kind of going in a direction I didn't really agree with on the retail side of things. So I was already kind of had my foot out the door anyways.
Right.
But my manager at the time was currently kind of like my best friend
Mhm.
and a mentor. He had put me in a situation that he should have never had even tried to put me in.
Right.
So it made my life a whole lot harder. And at the time, I was with someone that had got diagnosed with cancer at the time.
Oh man.
So yeah, so I was trying to work and take care of that, and trying to rebuild this whole store full of new employees and a brand new store manager because it's a co-op store. So there was two
Yeah.
managers, where I was the more seasoned one. They had just promoted a rookie in. So was just training everybody.
Mm.
That's when my streaming started to pick up because when I was struggling at work, I was coming back home to stream to kind of get my sanity back to me.
Right.
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 So then it was, well, Clay, why are we playing this game and not videoing? So then it was every time I was hitting the power button, I was recording or I was going live. And then I was making little clips or I was doing little clips here and there. And then now it's turned into this. Well, Kick, I gained about, I think 300 subs on Kick. And then I had seen where TikTok Studio was allowing for you to request to go live. So then I just up and tried it. And dude, my first day, I went live and I had hit like 120 viewers.
Wow.
I'd hit my first day of 1,000 followers within my first day. My first week we broke 172,000 likes with
Wow.
109 viewers or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, we just blew up over here on TikTok, and it was just. And I was talking to Kaylin about it a long time ago. And it's like I think I may just stream strictly to TikTok.
Right.
And the more that I do it, the better it gets because, see, I guess what some people don't realize, whenever you get up there in your viewership and you get up there in your followers and stuff, you can actually do these like agencies or clubs that if you produce a video with a certain sound or a certain face that you're making, you can
Mhm.
actually make money off of that if it gets recognized.
I did not
Nope.
know that.
Yeah, so you have to. I'm pretty sure you have to have 1,000 followers in order to join one of those creator groups. But that has been something that I've looked into, and it has been something that I've been thinking about doing as well as joining one of these groups. And now that I've been thinking about that, that's all I ever see on TikTok now.
Right.
so
Crazy
so
how
it's just a constant reminder that there's these groups that you can make money off of just from making simple videos with a certain sound.
Gotcha.
So are you looking to move into content creation as your job? Is that the ultimate goal for you?
Um, yes, ultimately, yes, because the job that I have right now where I'm selling cars, it kind of lines up with streaming in a
Mm-hmm.
way because I can break away from my job. If I've sold enough cars for the day, I can go home,
Oh
you
yeah.
know. And
Okay.
so if I come on home and I feel like going live that day, it works. It works out. But here recently, I've been just grinding the car sales, so I've been trying to make some bread, you know what I mean? So I've been grinding them car sales.
So this is that time of year to do it, man. Everybody getting their taxes back. Everybody needs a
Oh
car.
yeah. Oh yeah, man. And I was making the joke today because we had a truckload come in with nothing but Tacomas
Oh.
and it had one other vehicle on it. It was a Tundra. And so I made the joke like, yep, it's tax season. It's officially tax season. Once you
Right.
see them Tacomas start rolling in.
But I don't know if it's like over there where you're at, but man, that's all you really see is that and out Mitsubishi Outlanders. That's all you see every
Yes, yes. Outlanders. Yeah, I don't know why the Outlanders either. They sound empty. Have you ever noticed that Mitsubishi? They sound empty when you start them.
Yeah. Oh, I drive one. So
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
yeah.
Yeah, I started one up the other day, one of those Outlanders, and it sounded like that. And it was like, good God.
Right. It sells you on it's a third row. That's what buy people. That's why people buy it, and it's cheaper. It's not as
Hmm.
expensive as the bigger ones. You know.
Hmm.
I think that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
my man Hunter here, he's saw one of your clips. Was it Phasmophobia?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Phasmophobia.
He said if that doesn't sum up that entire game, it's where you were looking at like a doorway with a brick wall and just jumped out and scared you.
Yes, yes. Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, some of the worst jump scares. So that game that was it with like a white creature that's like this?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, okay. That one is actually the mortuary assistant or something.
Mm.
Mortuary assistant, and that is the scariest game I have ever played.
I don't
I
know.
refuse to play it. Yeah, I refuse to play it. And when chat was begging me there for like a couple weeks to play it, I'm like, I'll play it. I played like 10 minutes. I'd give him like 2 or 3 jump scares and I'm done. I'm done after that. And dude, I mean, some of them, that one that you're talking about is probably the best jump scare because that one, I mean, I was shaking all over. But but there was one where I don't know if it's on my TikTok or not. It might be on one of my YouTube reels, but the body, like I'm looking at the body, I'm inspecting the body or whatever, and I turn and then I turn back and the body's gone.
Oh,
And so I'm like, okay, the body was here, whatever, it's not here no more. And so in the video, you see like the hallway, so the big double doors.
Uh-huh.
Well, on the side of the double door, you see the body of the person, like, and then
Yeah.
whenever you walk towards it, it just like kind of walks away. That one got me really good. And
So,
it didn't even jump out at me.
so it sounds like a game we need Hunter to stream live on Twitch.
Dude, I would be there. I'm not even kidding. I will be there for that if you do it. I'm not even kidding. That is a scary game, dude. And
man.
I've got one friend, her name is Brittany. She's not in my live right now, but Brittany is a pro at this game because there's different endings that you can get. Pretty sure she's gotten all of them. And she's also been the one that's likes to bandwagon that game. Like, Clay, you need to play it for the jump scares. No.
So what you're saying is she's a lot tougher than all of us guys.
Oh, 100%. 100%, man. She takes it like a man, and I'm over here like, nah. I'm sleeping with all the lights on.
I said
That's how I feel after just like 1 or 2 games of Phasmophobia. And it's not
Dude.
even bad.
And no, now if you're like a new player to Phasmophobia or anything, oh yeah, it's terrifying. Terrifying. But I got another game for you all to try because it's the same layout as Phasmophobia, same layout. So it's the same concept. You're a hunter of some kind. It's called Demonologist.
I've actually got that game.
Do you?
Yeah.
It is 10 times scarier than Phasmophobia.
It's all. I feel like it's a little bit more complicated than Phasmophobia.
It is. It is.
But
And the
it's still a
tools
really
don't make
good game.
sense.
No, they don't. It's like tools from like the 1800s that you're trying to hunt these ghosts with. Meanwhile, Phasmophobia, you got all this high tech gear and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like you're using a lantern instead of a flashlight to walk around. The UV light is literally like a purple flame.
And like
Oh,
the
man.
EMF radar has like a cockroach or something on it. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Dude, yeah, man. It's
I'm
but yes.
big on games like that. Like my buddy Drew here, he's a pretty big fella, right? I send them little jump scare videos where you're watching them and something jumps out.
Yeah, yeah.
This man throws his phone every time I send it to
Gets me every time, man.
him.
Oh,
Like the
good
baseball
time.
one where they hit the baseball and it like comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those get me, man. Those
So-
get me for sure.
So we hit on a little bit before we started recording. You got a YouTube video. I actually have it pulled up on my TV at home, but it's where you're at those mushroom mines with Ethan. He talked about them a couple of times, but how'd that video do for you going down there?
Oh, dude, that was an amazing experience. That was actually my first time meeting a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first time meeting up with someone from YouTube at all, ever. I know I
Right.
just said that, but it was like it was just so unreal to me that it's one of those things like, is this really happening and is this happening to me?
Right.
And so when I met Ethan, obviously I was just a nervous wreck, but going up there, he kind of gave me the layout. He helped me with the intro. Oh, dude, it was just a great experience. I mean, there's nothing else that I can say other than we've got to get you boys down here to experience that, because once you go in there, I mean, dude, the video, it does some justice, but once you're there, like the altar, right? So the altar
Yeah, yeah,
and the flashlight scene and everything. Yeah, it's one thing to see it on video. When you're watching Ethan and you literally, I mean, you've talked to Ethan. Ethan is a very
yeah.
straightforward person,
Very
honest human
smart dude.
being, very, very smart.
Yes.
And he's literally holding the flashlight like this, just like this, goes out.
Mm.
Kept going out. And then it would go out on command. He had it, I'm pretty sure, turned back on for us at
Mhm.
one point. Um, the next thing that I really want to look into, especially if you said that you know someone that has all this equipment, bro,
Yep.
we've got to get you guys down here, man.
I want to do it. I'm gonna message him actually here in a little bit. See, the thing is about that guy, about Ghost. His gaming channel's Elite Rejects. He does Grand Theft Auto videos. I grew up with him, right? So
Really?
yeah, I grew up. I've known him for over 20 years, but I've never really, we never talked about YouTube together. Never talked
Wow.
about it. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna message him. He's successful. Maybe we get him on here and interview him, and he'll give us some tips. And he did. And then he was like, dude, he said, on the side, that's what I do is ghost hunt. I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, dude, that would be another thing that I think would be really cool for some of us would be the it's up in Louisville, Kentucky. The Insane Asylum. What is that place called, honey?
I know it starts with a W.
Waverly. Yes,
Yes.
Ooh.
Waverly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That I've never been there. My cousin is
Um,
gone, who is now some sort of politician. So
Mhm.
you obviously know just right off the bat, he's some kind of skeptical there. But
Right.
so he went terrified,
Mhm.
absolutely terrified of that place. Came back, was telling me stories of it, could not explain the scratches on his arm because they tell you,
Oh
you know,
Lord.
like yeah, they tell you apparently like, hey, we tell you no running for a reason because like you will get scratched.
Oh,
And
that's insane.
he was like pretty much called their BS and took off running and he came back and he had scratch marks all up and down his arm.
That's
Nope.
insane.
I'll see if I can find that picture for you. I'll see if he's on his Instagram or something,
That's
but
insane.
him and like a group of people, they were talking about staying the night there and everything because that's something you can do.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I'm just like you. No, nuh-uh.
Well, there's this place that it's just down the road from us, really.
Yeah.
It's actually it's what the number one,
The most haunted place in West
yeah, the
Virginia.
most haunted place in West Virginia, and it's
It was on the top 10 list for the United
for the
States, I
United
believe.
States. It actually is just like 15 minutes down the road from us. It's called Lake Shawnee. It's an old abandoned amusement park just right down the road from our house, and we're gonna go stay the night in there one night, and with all this equipment, and we're gonna see what happens.
It was built on an Indian burial ground.
that they dug
No
an amusement
way,
park
bro.
on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, that is insane. Um, I've always heard with the Indian burial grounds and stuff, don't take anything.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not taking nothing.
Leave it there. That is
Yeah.
all I've ever heard. When it comes to them Indian burial sites and stuff, do not take a thing.
There's
Well,
like
West
a
Virginia didn't get that memo because we built an amusement park on one and built a prison on another one.
Yeah. That's the same thing with the Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum up in Western Virginia. It's built on a Indian burial ground, and then Moundsville, the West Virginia State Penitentiary, it's built on an Indian burial ground.
West Virginia's like,
Jeez.
well, I hear what you're saying,
But this
but
land
no.
is good.
Yeah, yeah. Jeez, man. Golly.
Oh
Yeah.
man. So you said that was the first time you ever was that the first like live video where you went somewheres and recorded was with Ethan?
Oh yeah. First
Uh,
time YouTube, first time other location of my live. Um, first time actually getting in my God's honest opinion, some sort of I can't explain the light eyes, the bright eyes. I can't explain that.
he showed us that picture on his
Yeah.
phone actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't explain that. And I've showed my buddies and I've they're like, "Well, it's because there's light on the other side of the cave." Okay, that makes zero sense to me because in the video I'm going at a different angle. Why isn't that light stretching across that wall if it's a light? It should be
Right.
stretching across the wall at a different angle, and it's not. So that's why I was like, there's no way it's a light.
That's no. We've been like our last 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
We've been digging into folklore and conspiracy theories. So this kind of just falls right into all of it.
Oh yeah.
Like last week, we was it last weekend or the weekend before last? We was eating like the world's hottest gummy bear, and it is a Carolina Reaper gummy bear that's about 3 inches, two and a
Yeah,
half, 3 inches
Thing's
big.
huge, man.
Holy
Yeah, you can say it because, buddy.
We're
jeez.
saying it.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough money.
Yeah.
When we was eating that, Ethan hops on. He said, "Hey, man, y'all want to talk about Bigfoot and some ghost stories?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "As soon as we get done dying after this, we'll call you." So we actually recorded an impromptu interview with him. And you said you wanted to go Bigfoot hunting with him. Have you talked to him about his Bigfoot stories?
No, I haven't talked to him about any of his Bigfoot stories. Well, no, we shared a few stories in the cave. I think I remember telling him about the one story that we had for Boy Scouts on the Appalachian Trail, where there was like a tree knock, and the guide was like, "There's no trails down there. There shouldn't be any sounds coming."
Right.
And my buddy One Eye Bra, he actually took it and would hit it back, and it would come back. Like that was really
Oh,
creepy.
man.
But the tour guide or whatever was saying, there's no trails down there. There shouldn't be. You shouldn't be hearing anything.
So using the Boy Scouts, right? Is that what you're saying?
Say it again.
Using the Boy Scouts?
Yeah.
So did you camp on the Appalachian Trail with the Boy Scouts?
I didn't. Hell no. Hell no. No. They did for sure. Me, nah, I was too, at the time, I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to stay with mom and dad.
I was about to say, because I was in Boy Scouts and I actually hiked a 12-mile trek with the Boy Scouts and stayed the night on the Appalachian Trail. So I said, that's wild if you done the same thing.
Yeah,
no, there's a huge age gap between us. So
yeah, that's exactly what they did. So they were hiking up and down it. Me, like I said, I was too scared, so I went home.
Yeah, right.
So I was good, but Lord, I was probably, golly, maybe 10, 9 or 10.
Yeah, that's about what age I was. They gave us a tarp and a rope and said, go make you a tent.
Yeah.
So
oh my God, dude. You just had like massive memory pour just into remembering the different knots, how to tie the different knots and everything, bro.
Well, we tied up this rope, right? And we're like, all right, remember, because it's going to frost the next morning, to put it the right way. Well, we did not. So we woke up with frost all over us, and they didn't tell us. They was like, hey, man, whatever you want to
do. Yeah.
It was good times, though. I missed that. That was fun.
So do you guys like to fish and hunt and everything?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, funny story about that. Hey, look, Ethan destroys this hunter every chance he gets, so feel free to join in. This man has never been wade fishing, never been hunting, never been anything. So
the irony is I'm the one whose name is literally Hunter.
Yeah, that'll do it for you.
Well, Ethan told him he should change his name to Gatherer.
Yeah, Gatherer.
So one of our actual video ideas is when it warms up, obviously. I got a little older, getting in that cold water kind of hurts the knees now. But we're going to take this man wade fishing for the first time.
Yep.
So we're going to take him to a spot that's, a little more like wildlife prone. So we're going to take the city guy here and scare him a little bit.
City guy.
Which is ironic that we say that he's never done any of this, but he's from McDowell County, West Virginia, which is like, if you picture like us in West Virginia being from the sticks, go about 30 miles further, and then that's where he's from.
man. So
see where Ethan commented saying that he'll be there.
Yeah, you would. I hope Ethan does come because he's going to wreck you.
The one thing that now that we've kind of got like a little bit of like an established group, I would love to do a fishing tournament state to state.
That would be fun.
That would be. Yeah. Well, see, the only difference is you guys in Kentucky. I've been watching y'all get these big old bass. We just don't have those in West Virginia. like you tell them, Drew, what you looking at?
Man, if you go
It's
out
fisherman's
and catch
problem.
a 5 pounder for the day, you've actually caught a really nice largemouth. You know what I mean?
Really?
For around
Yeah.
here.
Wow.
You're more like this area is more like if you want to get into trout fishing, it's trout fishing. Catfishing's the dominant thing in this area.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of bass fishing here, and there's some big bass being caught, but I mean, it's your average bass that you catch throughout the day is probably, 3.5, something like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'm really excited I want to do this year, I want to take Hunter, is every, our thing in West Virginia is like blue and gold and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And April 1st through the 3rd, they stock all the rivers and stuff with gold and rainbow trout.
Yeah.
So it's called the West Virginia Gold Rush. They do it every single year. So I want to take you out there for that. That'd be kind of cool.
That sounds sick, dude.
Yeah.
Man, if you like trout fishing, we have all kinds of streams local
Oh yeah.
that
I've actually never caught a trout.
really.
Yeah,
They're-
I've never caught a trout. Even Caitlin just went, "What?"
like
But yeah, I've never caught a trout, and I've never caught any kind of salmon.
yeah, I've never done salmon.
Mm-mm.
That is on my to-do list. Like, go to Alaska, do like a salmon run, or even like kind of north, just like Maine or New York or somewhere in there.
Man, I have a
Uh,
buddy that he went up to Wisconsin on a salmon run. He caught a monster.
Mm-hmm.
dude, I, what's his name? Well, who sent that in my Discord? I'm actually going to show this if they don't care. This gentleman posted this in my Discord
Mm-hmm.
of the trout that he's catching. His name's John. He's a really good kid. I mean, look at them things.
Golly.
I
Well,
mean, them suckers are huge.
if I caught
Like, what do
something
you,
half the size of that, I'd be excited.
dude? Seriously, like,
spot.
I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I asked him before we got on here. I'd asked him if those were trout or salmon, and he's like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, the one thing with trout around here is they're really like a fragile fish. Like
Yeah.
you could take a catfish and just chuck it back in the water. It's great. It'll survive forever.
Yeah.
Trout, you got to be like gentle.
Well,
So
Like,
you really like can't pull them out of the water. Or,
Well, the stock trout are the worst.
yeah, you gotta get your hands wet.
Yeah. But if you go down to like the river here that's local to us and you catch some out of the fast moving water, it's usually like a native or something like that.
Uh-huh.
They're pretty tough, but like the stocked rainbows or the golds, yeah, they're pretty easy to kill.
Yeah. We
wow.
also watch down here in this area, West Virginia, you may run into a little bit of that brown trout, if you know what I'm saying. Some pipes just run straight in the water.
Are you gonna just throw us under the bus like that?
I've wade fished it all my life. I haven't died.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, man, we say that about the Kentucky River pretty much out down here because I mean, I could walk to the Kentucky River just that way. I mean, it might be a 5-minute drive. But dude, we used to have a rope swing that would come out by the WMU water plant, and we would swing off of it. And then, man, there was like a rumor that went around that they had found a body or something up the river a little ways. And after that, everybody was like, yeah, nope, we ain't getting back in that river, this and that. And
that's like where I got little kids now. I got 4 kids. And I would be outside playing in the mud and the water holes. My wife like, do you think they're dirty and you're going to get sick from that water? I said, man, you should see when I was swimming in.
yeah, yeah. Dude, I got it. Let's see if I can find this.
You're right. Oh, shoot. So what was like your favorite moment streaming so far?
Favorite moment streaming so far. I've got 2 of them. I don't know if y'all heard that. Did y'all hear Caitlin say me? She literally got quiet and she just went me.
There you go.
But 2 favorite times. Well, actually, I got 3. When fishing with Tay, when he called me on my live, that was really cool.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, that was really cool talking to him. Also, a huge shout out to Ethan. Thank you for making that happen.
Yeah.
you all being my first, like this is obviously one of my favorite moments now because this is my first
Awesome.
podcast ever being on anything like this.
Awesome.
Nice.
And then breaking the 172,000 likes. That was because that was honestly going to be a 200 to 250,000 like live. But we had things going on that night, and we were trying to share the love with some of my buddies that I kind of came up with on TikTok.
Right.
I'll go ahead and kind of say their names too. Mendoza
Go
Fly,
ahead.
DK. Those two guys really, really kind of hung around in the very beginning with me and stuck with me. Kind of, we really kind of stuck it out.
Right.
So unfortunately, DK, he had lost a dog. He had to put his dog down, and that really, really kind of messed with him bad. So he's been absent for a little bit, but kind of check in on him from here to there. But Mendoza Fly, man, Mendoza Fly, he's got more followers than me now. He's been grinding it out
There
over
you
there on
go.
Phasmophobia, dude. And he had watched me play it one night, and I told him to download it that we would play it, and then I think he started playing it without me. He got tired of waiting on me or something. So he started playing it, and now he's like a freaking legend at the game. He's freaking awesome at it, man.
I can definitely feel that last part. This Hunter begged me forever to buy a gaming computer. I bought a gaming computer last year. Ask him how many times I played with him.
I don't think I've even played with him one time since he's gotten the game.
I'm not smart enough for this thing. Where's the PlayStation at?
Dude, I can't tell you when I finally made the swap from PlayStation or just console to
Yeah.
PC, exactly how you feel is exactly how I felt. I felt so ignorant to what was going on with my computer. It's not even to this day. I mean, 90% of the time I use chat to figure out what the hell's going on with my computer.
It's like they'll be like, "What type of graphics card do you got?" I said, "I don't know. I got text Hunter. What do I got?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the guy that built mine, that's what I do. I text him like, "What is this again? How much is that?"
Like, I'll be honest with you, man. As soon as my brother, who's a lot smarter in this stuff than me, he went to Walmart, saw this gaming computer. He said, "Hey, this will run what you need it to. Go get it." I'm like, "All right, bet."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bought it,
You
used it
need
as
some?
office.
My first computer, I built it because I wanted to be that PC gamer to be like, I built my first computer, and it's now
Mhm.
our basement computer.
There's that one right there.
Then whenever it came time to get a new one, I was like, you know what? I done built one. I've done that. I'm buying a pre-built.
Yeah, yeah,
It ain't worth it.
yeah.
Right.
See, I've never messed with other than just putting parts on it. I've never actually built it from scratch or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So changing pace here a little bit because I have another couple buddies that we actually play Call of the Wild. What's the most frustrating thing about that game to you? There's a long list, I'm sure. But
while you're thinking about it, I'll tell you what my most frustrating part is. It reminds me how bad I am at hunting in real life.
Dude, you know, um, the mo the most frustrating thing in that game is I'm gonna call it COD timing because
Yeah.
the does know when you are zoned in on that one deer. They know when to step out right in front of his vitals so you can't shoot him.
yeah,
That is the most frustrating thing ever to me because then now you have to swap. Dude, you could have spent 30 minutes crawling to this thing, and now the doe is like, oh, I'm going to step out in front of the vitals so you can't shoot.
Right.
And yeah, so that's definitely the most frustrating thing to me.
yeah,
That or just simply not being able to get a great one.
yeah,
I haven't been able to get one, but that's also my fault because I'm such a just energetic person. I'm just everywhere.
yeah.
Like I
Right.
like playing a bunch of different games and showing different clips and doing different things. Like I told chat the other night, I don't want to be just a Hunter Call of the Wild streamer.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Like
I almost burnt myself out on the game doing a red deer grind, trying to get a great one.
yeah, see,
And
that's what I was kind of running into with the red deers actually, and then I swapped it to whitetail. Then I started running into the same thing with the whitetail. Then I even started doing it with the pheasants, and the pheasants actually, I don't know what's going on with the pheasants, but the pheasants, for some reason, whenever I'm waiting for my respawn, if it's the time's up and I've waited my 15 minutes or whatever it may be, and then I go back to check for my respawn, they just quit spawning.
Hmm.
So I've like restarted the game. I've, exited out. I've checked for updates. I don't know. So I gave up completely on the pheasant grind just
Yeah.
because I kept going to zones, man. And like, all right, I'm ready to go kill me some pheasants. I've got my shotgun ready, this and that,
Mm-hmm.
just for nothing to be there. And it's just like, what the? Now that's really frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
You know what? I'm going to change my answer. How buggy the game can be in some points, like little situations like that. That can be very, very frustrating.
Yep.
Yeah. That is the most frustrating part of any game is the bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like the biggest bug that I find, because I like sports games, is that every defense I ever play against in college football online knows how to pick off every pass I throw.
That's
Yeah.
that's because you're trash, bro.
No.
No.
So-
Lord.
To kind of piggyback off of one of the things that you mentioned earlier, about not wanting to be known for this game or that game or anything like that. How many times, have you ran into the issue yet of when you're playing games, it's like, okay, I can't even really enjoy the game because it's almost become like a job. Because I went through a streaming grind for a while, like a couple years ago.
Mhm.
I ended up getting affiliated on Twitch and stuff.
Yep.
But it's like as soon as you hit affiliate, you get that moment. You're like, yes, this is awesome. I can get paid. Then it's like,
Mhm.
okay, now this is a job. Now it's not as fun.
You're right.
Yeah.
Because now
It's
you're
almost, in my eyes, I think realistically, that's what TikTok, I think, is actually trying to produce with the whole you can make money off of just this one sound by posting this clip. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that TikTok has got on top of like Twitch and YouTube and I don't know, even Instagram, is because of that right there. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
I had a in my profession. I'll just go ahead and say it. I work in, as long as I don't identify anything, I work inside of a prison. So I get to deal with a lot of people that are going home and coming back. And I had this one guy, inmate, told me one time, because I was like, man, I was teaching class. I'm like, dude, I just don't want to be here today. Like, we're doing the same thing over and over and over. And he was like, look, instead of saying, I have to do it, I have to do it, get up every day and say, I get to do this. I get to play video games. I get to stream. I get to do this. He said, he said, you start saying that, it'll change your perspective on everything. So every time I get like down on like that, I get to that, like, because there's time, man, I'll be honest with you, like, even speaking with Ghost and a lot of people with this content creation, there's a lot more that goes into this than people think. Like, it is exhausting. You got research, you got your shorts, your reels, your TikToks, and you got, it's just a lot. Editing.
Mhm.
This guy editing, he hates when I start talking about things. I'm like, oh yeah, we could throw a picture in that video. And this man Drew's like, wow.
You gotta watch the whole video to find out what
Yeah.
place with that was.
Yeah. That or I get intent. Like last episode, we had to cut like 5 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Because we all coach youth sports. I got on a rant about youth sports, thought about it for a day. I was like, we might want to cut that.
Yeah.
They can wait until the day before the drop to be like, hey, we should probably cut that.
Yeah.
We had already done most of the editing.
So yeah, man, there's a lot that goes into it that people just don't understand. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, there's definitely more than just you getting in front of a camera. That is, let alone that takes a lot of courage.
Yes, it does.
Because you don't know how people are going to react to you. You don't know if they're going to like the gameplay that you have. You don't know if they're even going to like you, so
Exactly. And then once you start getting noticed, you start getting those little bit of them hate comments, hate messages. Like we had a video promoted, and my goodness, buddy, it's like we offended the world.
Yeah.
We
Tell
learned
me
the
about
hard
it, man.
way. Facebook doesn't like, people on Facebook don't like
Yeah.
you promote a video.
Yeah, tell me about it. Definitely just to piggyback off of the more known you get, the more haters you have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is for sure.
Have you had one person like hate on you that really like stopped you from it? Like, man, that really messed with me.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got one man that absolutely dogged me, and I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything to this individual. I was actually at work when the individual started mentioning all these things about me.
Mhm.
I still haven't said anything to this day because that individual is ignorant enough to continue paying me on my live. So
Oh
if
wow. Yeah, go
so
for
if you're
it.
gonna if you're gonna keep talking smack about me but come into my live and then pay me, that I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Hey,
Just
yeah,
keep paying me.
yeah. Keep paying my bills. I don't
Right.
care.
So
Man, I think
so
talk at me for free. I'll take it if I'm gonna get paid for it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's really, that one was really the one that really, really kind of stuck with me, and it was just like, wow, because it's just like whatever. But the other one, I like to say I've got about 8,000 plus haters is what I like to say, and
Yeah.
there's a legitimate counter out there for some of the ones that kind of know that insider there, but
Yeah.
um uh but uh but yeah, no, the haters for sure. They can't stand that I jump around from game to game to game to game. They
Mm.
cannot stand that. But they also understand that I can't stand sitting on one game doing
Right.
the same thing. So, it's very, very mind numbing, especially when you've done in the game everything to your power to achieve that goal, and yet you still, for whatever reason, haven't been able to achieve that goal. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Man,
when I kind of need a break from it.
the worst one, like we have been cussed. I mean, we had a message simply saying just F off. And that didn't bother me. The one that bothered me the most was that some guy messaged, and I told these guys, this dude messaged us, and he's like, "Hey man, what are you guys all about?" So I go through. I send like this nice written explain everything, like we're doing this for stress relief, blah 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 blah, to build awareness. Just this huge thing, right? And the man simply just puts, "Oh well, no, thank you, I'm not interested." And I was like,
What the
I
what?
said, I said that bothered me more than anything. I said I'd rather the man cuss me.
I do have one major question for you guys, just because I want to see, like, because this is a good conversation. This would be a really good conversation to have, to kind of see uh where everybody's heads, because you mentioned one thing where is stress relief, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I am a major, like, my Discord knows anyways, and if you all have noticed on my TikTok videos, almost every single one of my TikTok videos has hashtag men's mental health awareness.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So if you all don't care, do you care if I plug this just real quick?
yeah.
No, go ahead, man.
I have bipolar type 1 disorder, so I fully support every bit of that.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
So everyone that's in my live right now, you guys already know that you all can reach out, talk to me anytime. You all know that you all can call. We even have our private voice logs, so you all can talk to me if you need to. Now, I know me personally, so I've been through my fair share of, all of us have been through our fair share of really, really jacked up situations that probably have stuck with us longer than normal. So, especially with us guys, because we're raised as men to stash that shit. You're a
Right.
man, put it away.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I will give this one right here next to me credit for. She is absolutely love of my life, and she lets me be as emotional as I want.
There you go. It's International Women's Day.
Oh yeah, it is International Women's Day. But no, dude. But yeah, guys, so, like, for real, for real. I'm sorry, I'm looking up here because with the chat, but
Yeah.
you guys have the Discord. If y'all need me, I know there's a few of you that have actually used this and have talked to me a few times. So again, huge, huge. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I love that you said that, man, because I 100% agree with that. And
Absolutely.
same thing, man. With us at the basement, if you got to reach out to somebody, send us a message too. We all have mental health issues with us. That's a big reason as to why this is what we look forward to on Saturdays. Other than spending time with family, doing everything, this is a time we can come out and we could just you know, and that's gonna sound weird. Instead of being men all week, this is time for us to be back to being boys, you know,
Yes,
and enjoying.
yes. That was a perfect way of saying that. Absolutely. Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I'm big on that mental health. So that's awesome. I didn't know that about you. I love that.
Yeah, just about almost every single one of my TikTok videos, I've always put mental health. Just because too, laughter in terrible situations will always bring happiness. No
Yeah.
Absolutely.
matter no matter the situation. So I mean, you could be on the other end of your phone crying,
Hmm.
pleading for your life, but you got Clay coming up making you laugh. So there you go.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right, man. I mean, with this, I mean, he's ex-military, so I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Oh
there.
yeah, so yeah, then yeah, like for sure. And also thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you for your support.
But man, yeah, I love that you said that, man. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
But that's something that we do. I do focus big on these guys as well. You know, my whole family's military. I was the first one not to go military, and you know, there for like the longest time with mental health, he was kind of like one of them. Like you didn't really, in myself, I had issues, but I just thought it was normal, right? I just like you said, we got to stash that crap away and just don't cry or anything. So when I seen my brother go to Iraq and come back, I got to see the mental health issues firsthand, and that's when I started doing more research. And then I started going to I went to college, got my bachelor's degree, and I started to learn more into it. And then I started to be able to focus on myself, like, oh, whoa, this ain't normal, you know. So yeah, you're right. Big
Yeah,
big
yeah.
part in that. I like that you do that. I mean, I'll definitely send me your Discord and I'll join it and we'll
Yeah.
share it out there.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I will definitely DM you the
Yeah.
Discord for sure. The I was gonna ask you all. I can't remember what I was gonna ask you all now.
I
Well,
hate
we'll
when that
move on
happens when
from it.
you're. I
Yeah.
hate when that happens on camera because you're like, we had
Yeah.
an
Well,
episode.
my best friend Kenan, he's such a troll.
Oh,
He's
dirty
in my
dog.
chat and he popped up and it was just said something stupid and so I was reading it and it caught me off guard. But
I think that's why I'm so scared of lives is because I am like so scattered. These guys are too. We're scatterbrained. Somebody says something in the chat, I done forgot what I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Like,
do it all the time. I have to ask chat if I've picked up my animal that I just shot like in the game. Like I'll be talking to them and running, doing my thing, and then I'll just
hey man,
completely forgot that I've picked up the animal and be like, wait, did I pick up the animal or what are we doing again?
like you'll see. I don't know if you can see that, but this is for our episodes, right? It's got me talking points, and like it reminds me to hit each section
Wow, dude.
because I just got such a bad memory.
Dude, you got to do what you got to do, bro.
Right.
I would honestly do the same. Well, actually, I've done that for my intro. I've typed it out in my notes before.
We sat here one day, was it last weekend? We have this thing we do, Welcome to the Basement, where it's top level content from the lower level. We sat here for like 30 minutes saying, what did we say? Was it top? We sat there and just kept going over our files. Like, let me just pull up a video.
I think that's probably the hardest thing to do sometimes is trying to figure out a good intro for your video or a good outro.
Right.
That is always the one thing that you will always catch me stuttering on.
Yeah.
Almost always.
Like the actual top level content from the lower level line that we use is I actually got that from a supervisor at my work that was literally making fun of us. And he said, "Oh, top level content from the lower level." I was like, actually, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is actually really good. Wow.
I said, I'll take it. Thank you. But it's there for a while. We was promoting our Facebook page, and he was like, "How are you going to promote it and never drop anything?" I was like, "Well, we're trying to get the audience."
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But man, I know we talked about it on your live the other day. I think we should all get together and at least game, and then we got to hit that mushroom mine up, and we got to get this guy outside.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what kind of game? I mean, a hunter call of wild or
I mean, I got the abilities on PC to do whatever. Really, I mean,
And
he's got.
if you go over on YouTube and check out Elite Rejects, the Ghost, that's the guy we interviewed. He does Grand Theft Auto roleplay. Have you ever watched that?
Yeah, I used to that's funny you said that. I used to have a Grand Theft Auto role play character named Cletus.
Nice.
Sounds like you fit right in.
Yeah, so he was a little well, I can't really say what kind of dealer he was, but y'all are picking up what yeah.
He was a
But
Saratoga.
Cletus he kind of talked like this real loud and yeah, so I'd be the one that would be all up in your face yelling in the mic at the top of my lungs so to make sure that you would hear me.
That's
But
funny.
but dude, role playing, I mean, it was fun. It was fun. It is definitely something you gotta put your mind into a whole
Yeah.
different world.
Well, that's what my buddy that Ghost that does that. That's what he says. Like it's acting. He said you're acting the character.
Mhm. Yeah, and dude, the first few times you're gonna feel so weird. It's
Well,
so weird.
even on these podcasts, when I go, I stress too much. I go home when these drop on YouTube. I watch, I listen to the audio, and my wife should be watching it with me. She said, "Why are you talking like that? Why are you being so excited?" I was like, "I mean, you're kind of, you're kind of playing a character on the, to me, anyways. Just the way I look at it." But
Kind of phone down.
well, shoot, man, I appreciate you stopping by with us. We'll definitely look into like doing some gaming, and I do want to hit these mushroom mines when it warms up.
That's something that
Yeah, for sure when it warms up. And
Not a
then there's
fan.
another place that I want to take you guys down to too.
Ooh,
Ethan
nice.
as well. It's what's the place down by the river?
Oh Lord.
Well, that's how you know it's a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one place. Yeah, that one place. Yeah, you're so helpful.
Yeah.
Halls Falls, or Halls on the River. That's what it is.
Ooh.
We'll get you guys some kayaks, right?
Oh Lord.
One-Eye Bra, he's always got the hookups, man. One-Eye Bra, he's got some kayaks for us. And what we'll do, with neither of I, we're going to go. But what we'll do is we'll actually kayak out to the steamboat that was wrecked there, and it's still there out of the water. You can see it. And then up above the actual restaurant, is that's what it is a trail. You go up onto the trail, and there's this massive, like acre wide, maybe a 2 acre long, like pond, and it's got a waterfall, and where you can literally go out there and swim.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
And it's all right there on the river, dude. Like, I mean, maybe 200 feet from the river.
Isn't there another place in Kentucky where it's like an old battleship or World War II ship that's like wrecked somewheres, or it's something in Kentucky?
Yeah, it's on the I want to say it's the Ohio River, right on the border of Kentucky and Ohio.
Yeah. I saw a video on that, and I'm like, well, that would be interesting because I love history. I love any type of history like that.
Oh yeah,
That'd be cool to do something like that.
but yeah, man, we just I'm definitely, because I know that we're probably running out of time here.
I know you're good.
But we'll definitely stay in contact because I do want to do like definitely the mine video. That is for sure.
Oh,
And if we need to work around the kayak into the steamboat thing, we can work around that too. But that is definitely going to be a summertime thing.
it sounds to me like I got to work on my cardio.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's gonna be. And what sucks too, now that I'm thinking about it, is where we would have to put in on the river is going to be pretty close to the dam. So we are probably going to have to fight some currents.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's time to hit the gym. My wife's been telling me.
Yeah, yeah, this one's been telling me.
You're right. I'm like, you ain't got to be like that. That's what they're there for, to keep your awareness up about yourself.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure.
But man, like I said, we'll stay in touch, and I appreciate you stopping by. Like I said, thank you guys for joining.
Thank you.
We'll stop the recording for just a second. If I can't see it, hold on.